we are, I'll unmute me and we'll start the stream. So just like for people to start coming in, so we don't do the presentations with no one in. So stream will officially start in like 2-3 minutes.
I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Where do you want me to go? Hey. Where do you want to sit? Sure. There you go. Am I appropriate? Like I said to you. hear me? That's the question. Move it out of the way, yeah, I can hear you. Yes, I can. It might be my internet. I don't know. Yes, I can. Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Mhm. Sure. Sure. All right. Sure. 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 Yeah. Sure. Sure. Okay. Sure. 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 All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Just sure. 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 All right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Yes. 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 All right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I think like
Mm.
now everyone is starting to hear us. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna start the stream now.
Yeah. Awesome.
Perfect. Okay. So now people are seeing me for now. So welcome to
Awesome.
the stream. I'm gonna be here talking with Daniela
Thank you.
about
Thank you.
ERP and also about um, clubs in ERP clubs. This is gonna be the first interview, so probably still gonna have some hiccups and
Mm-hmm.
still gonna have some problem from my part. But yeah, why don't you introduce yourself to like everyone
Okay.
else on the stream and who you are, what do you do, and
All right. Okay. Yeah, sure, sure. So my name is Daniela or Dan. My pronouns are they and them. I am a femboy and I am 41 years old. I am a host to dance events or dancing events in VrChat. And also I am a half body dancer in training. I've been doing it for about 3 weeks or so. And also I'm applying for clubs to be a dancer. And that's what I mostly do in VrChat. Mostly I just hang out with my friends, practice my dance routines or go over my dancing, get advice, get tips from other dancers, how to improve my dancing skills as a half body dancer, really. And that's what I mostly do. I just hang, relax and chill in my own private world, go over my dance routine, listen to music, try to get the vibe of the music, and sometimes I do a bit of world hopping if I feel really, really down and a bit depressed, But apart from that, that's what I mostly do in VR chat.
okay, nice. And when you talk about half body dance, because some people might not know, there's half body and full body.
Yeah.
What are the main difference between both of those?
Okay. All right. So full body, you have like these little boxes or tracking boxes that you can buy. Yeah. All right. I don't know much about them, but what they do is that they can track your body with like things on your wrists or things on your feet, type thing.
Yeah.
If people got the money, I mean, if you want to really go expensive, you can get the suit, which is very, very expensive from what I understand, type thing. and you know a few people that have it. Most people will have these little trackers on their hands or feet, and they will basically move around, and it tracks their hips, type thing, and tracks their legs and tracks their movement. For half body, it's basically all it is your head. We don't have any trackers on our hands or our feet, and we have to use the avatar. Um, we have to move our head to move around, type thing, and use certain Gurko Loco positions to do certain dances or do certain uh, poses on the person when we're dancing or interacting with the app, type
Okay.
thing. And of course, when you fly up and pull yourself around and type thing, so that's a really good benefit as well. So there you go. Really, you can dance on your quest. Don't get me wrong. I have seen quest players do half body dancing,
Yeah.
type thing, and there are some really good tutorials out there on YouTube, but they're very hard to find. The best thing I can suggest is like go to the dance events, and if you do bump into a half body dancer, ask them, hey, how do I get into dancing, or how do I participate in dancing, and they'll be happy to give you the rundown like I am today.
Is it common
There
to
you go.
find more half body dancer or full body dancers when you go to an event?
Okay. Depends if you're on, depends if you're on a quest or virtual PC or desktop. Because
Okay.
if you're on a virtual PC or on a desktop, you can go to Full Body Haven or FP, full, that world, the Full Body Haven world, right? Yeah,
Okay.
and you can go there if you've got good internet and you got good graphics cards and whatnot. You can go there and you just sit in the chair, and if you're lucky enough, someone might call you to the stage and give you a dance. If you're lucky enough, type thing. Um, but if you really want to experience a true, like a good lap dance, I would suggest to go to the events, because sometimes those public worlds where they do the full body tracking stuff, you might not get one, type of thing. It'd be very rare to get one, but if you're lucky enough, you might get one. But
Okay.
if you go to the events, you definitely will get one. Let's say that.
So,
Um,
just to
but yes,
situate
yes,
yourself, you're talking about events and public world. So, public world is more like a show where you could go there and there's a
yep,
stage and people can see it. But when you talk about events, what are those? Because it's
yes,
something a bit more private, and I think most of us never heard about it, or even if they heard,
yes,
they might not have participated on it. So,
yes.
the events, do you have your own? Do you go there? How do you resign, sorry. How do you get in the events? Do you need a special invite or?
Okay. So the way, all right. So yeah. So the way it works, or the way the events work, or how they work, is first it's about meeting people in. Normally, it's always good to read people's bios. That's my tip number one. Always read people's bios. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Sometimes they'll say I'm a half body dancer or full body dancer. Right. They'll say that they are part of clubs in their bio. Yeah. Right. Or sometimes they might even have like a little banner. You've seen those banners now that VrChat has created. They'll
Yeah.
have those little banners representing their club or the club that they're part of. Yeah. And you just got to approach the person like you would in VR chat. Be respectful, of course, type thing, and say, "Hey, I saw that your banner, and I saw that you're a half body dancer. I was wondering how do I get involved in the clubs?" And sometimes some of the banners will take you to the actual Discord link or the actual link to the actual club, type thing. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Because some of the banners that the dancers have above the head will basically take you. You click on it, and there'll be a Discord link, yeah, and you can go there, and you have to register. Like you make sure that you're over 18. You got to be over 18 to join these clubs.
Of course.
Number one, yeah. You got to have like some sort of form of ID. You got to have a form of ID, yeah, and you got to basically take a picture of your ID and write down your date of birth, you write down your Discord name, and then you got to take a picture of yourself in front of the ID in front of you, so people know it's your face and your ID, type thing, and then like someone will verify it and so forth, and then you get to be part of the club. So
Okay.
that's my sort of tip of how to get into clubs or how to be part of clubs.
Okay, okay, okay. So basically, it's through Discord and a little bit of luck to finding persons that are dancers to get into those Discords. Okay, okay, that's nice.
That's correct.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know anything about that. So it's even a question that
yeah,
I had. And what about when you're in the clubs? Does he have like special rules? Like we
yeah.
talk about, you need to be plus 18 and probably to consent
Yes,
and so everything. But is there any type of rules
yes,
that we need to know to go to an event?
yeah, yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So once you found your dancer, either in Black Cat or Full Body Haven or one of those like public worlds where they mostly hang out, you might not, be it might be very lucky for you to bump into one, but
Yeah.
you eventually enough will bump into one. Sometimes they're always in front of the mirrors, dancing or practicing. So once you gone through the process of registering through the Discord and whatnot, there are a few rules that the host will go over. One, make sure you're over 18.
Yeah.
Number two, make sure you're in an optimized, low quality avatar. Yeah, right. Because if you're in a high quality, super duper heavy avatar with loads of pixels, you're gonna crash the other dancers. So the host, before you actually enter club, the security will basically check your avatar because I don't know much about avatars myself because I'm not an avatar person, but they will check your avatar. They'll see if it's good enough to enter the club. If not, they will either provide you with one if you
Oh,
haven't got
that's
one,
nice.
and they'll say, "Hey, click, clone me," and you can enter the club. So they'll, let you clone. They'll let you clone them or the avatar that they found that is optimized, and then you go into the club. They normally tell you to go on orange, and you go inside the club, yeah, and you sit down. So that's number two. Rule number three is don't bring a drama to the club, of course.
Yeah, of
You
course.
know, no one likes drama. No one likes hearing about your drama or your issues. If you have drama or things like that, take it outside the club. We don't like drama,
Yeah,
right?
we're there for a good
Rule
time,
number
not
four is
to.
no cameras. You can't record the dancing. Yeah, yeah. Rule number four is no recording the event or recording the dancers. Only our staff can, or the staff that are part of the club can record or take pictures of the event. Yeah, all right. So, so that's the next rule. Number
Okay.
four, yeah. Rule number four is no taking pictures or recording the event. Right. If you get caught recording the event, you get immediately banned or immediately put on the blacklist.
Yeah, of
All
course,
right.
of course.
Um,
I suppose that any of those
rule
rules that
number
you break,
five,
it's
yeah,
like banned instantly.
yeah. Rule number Yeah, yeah. Well, in a way, yeah. Well, it's not bad. It depends on the situation, but which I'll get into in a minute. Rule number five: consent is sexy. Consent is always sexy. Some dancers will say, like on their little status, "Touch me," or in their bio, "You can touch me." Yeah.
Yeah,
Or if the dancer approaches you and like you say, "Hey, is it okay? Do I have your consent to touch you as you dance with me?" If the dancer says no, then you got to respect that. Yeah,
yeah,
right? Of course, if you don't want the receiver dance and you are on a quest or virtual police saying you can move your arms, you can cross your arms like so. If you don't and you're on a desktop, yeah, you can use that little you can use the sort of like what is it? The little emoji, the sort of no smoking signal on here,
okay, okay.
right? Yeah, to sort of say I don't want to be danced on, yeah, right? Okay. So if you can't move your arms and you stuck in position and you don't want the receiver dance, you can use that type thing, yeah. And the dancers can also use that if they feel uncomfortable around you and feel like you're being a bit of misbehaving, they will not dance on you, yeah, all right, sort of thing. They might like, no, I don't want to, yeah, and you might be called up by security and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
So that's the next rule, right? That was rule number five.
yeah. Rule number
Um,
5.
so yeah, consent is sexy. Rule number six. Yeah, rule number six is like the stage is always amped. Like the stage itself is amped, so everyone can hear the host and hear the music. Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's like a little red line around the stage, or sometimes like a barrier around the stage. And the host will say, "Do not come on the stage. We don't want to hear you talking about, certain things or whatever. So stay where you are." And unless you're being called up, unless you're being called up by the dancer or the host themselves, yeah.
Yeah.
right? The host or the dancer will pick you, and you get to get your chance to get onto the stage, and the dancer will tell you, where to sit. If you can't, if you can't raise yourself or can't move about, they will provide a seat for you. Yeah, so the dancer can dance on you and whatnot. Yeah, right. So that's rule number 6. Rule number 7, the golden rule: no, basically erotic role playing in the server or ERP in the server. Right? No one likes public nudity or public interactions. Yeah, keep it in your private world. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. If you want to get intimate with your partner and you're feeling that sort of like frustration, take it elsewhere. Take it to a very public, very private room and do your business there. All right, okay. But yeah, no, none of that stuff in our public, in our worlds.
Yeah.
That'd be immediately kicked out of our club, right? Okay, all right. Rule number 8: just have fun, just enjoy yourself, relax, enjoy the music, and if you've got a drink, it could be water, it could be juice, it could be alcohol, whatever. Yeah, if you're a smoker, smoke, type thing. Whatever you do to relax, just feel relaxed, feel chilled, and a dancer will come and give you a dance. Don't you know? And the host will basically go around making sure that you had a dance. Like for example, me, I go around when the music's starting and the dancers are dancing on someone. I'll go up to someone and say, "Hey, have you had a dance yet? Are you enjoying yourself?" And they'll say, "Yeah, I've had one." And I say, "Oh, what did you think?" They say, "Yeah, I had. It was really nice." So I do that interaction, make sure that the people in the seats, one had a dance or received a dance, or make sure that they are having a good time and vibing, type thing, and relaxing. And then I'll jump on the stage, once the dancer is finished, and I'll bark them off the stage saying, "Hey, this is my stage. Whoa, 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 whoa." Type thing. So yeah. so, so that's basically that, and also rule number 9 is no muting on stage, type thing. We don't like muters. We don't like people muting on the stage. We like the dancers like hearing your squealing. They like hearing your moans or the groans, type thing when they dance on you. It gives
Yeah.
them a bit of confidence in some ways, and they enjoy it, type thing. There are some people that are quiet. Don't get me wrong, you know, but and there are some people who are true mutes out there, like true mutes, so who are saying their bio or whatever, yeah, and yeah, and we respect people who are true mutes or people that are muted, type thing, that don't want to express their voice online, and we respect that, type thing. We respect everyone at our clubs and the events. So there you go. Really, that is basically the rules of every event that I ever been to.
Okay. Okay. That yeah. People basically are there to have a good
There
time,
you go.
so it's easily to have a good time there.
Yes.
And you say that you have been to events, but you also host events, right?
Yeah.
How is it like to be an host? So, have you have like
Yes.
special attentions that you have to do to the customers, or special tasks that you have? You said that you go
Yes.
around making sure that people have a good
Yeah.
time, but is there like, because I suppose it's not something easy. One thing is to dance and you just have to focus on yourself, but when you're the host, you have to
Mm.
focus on the whole party and making sure that everyone has a good time.
Yeah, yeah. As a host, basically what happens is behind the curtain, as they sort of say, when it comes to the event, it'll be a member of staff that will basically who are signed up to be member of staff
Okay.
go into the voice channel in the Discord. We put ourselves all on mute, yeah, right, and basically I'll go on the stage, go over the rules, yeah, right, with my normal mic showing through my headset, yeah, and then and then I'll mute myself on Discord, and I'll say, "Can I have all the dancers out?" And then and then the dancers will come up to the stage, and I'll introduce the dancers, put myself on mute on Discord, of course, introduce the dancers, and then after I introduce the dancers, I bark them back, bark them off my stage, go, "Wah, wah, wah, wah," type thing. I got to show dominance. I got to show dominance on the stage, type things. My stage, my stage. Even though I'm a, even though I'm a submissive male, right? And I'm very submissive, right? But that stage is mine. That's my stage. It's my baby. You it's mine. It doesn't matter if you're a dom or not. All right. I'm gonna bark you off my stage and get you back there. All right? Yeah. I'm gonna show
Of
my
course.
superiority and get
It's
you
your
back off
event,
my
so it's
stage.
your
Yeah.
rules. So people
All
have
right.
to say, what do you
That's
do?
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Of course. And about the
Yeah.
events,
So wait. So it's nice to bark around those DOMs.
yeah, of course. And about
So
the
yeah.
events,
So
are there
as I was saying, yeah.
different
So once
types of events? Oh, sorry. I interrupt you.
no, basically that's all right. So no problem. No problem. But yeah. Yes, there are. Basically, there's lots of events out there for people to get involved. You know, type thing. You got dancing in events, which is basically what I talked about. Yeah. You got like uh, player versus player events. You know, like PvP. You know, like combat events out there for people who like combat, like 40. You know, like Space Marines, like 40K or Star
Okay.
Wars or things of that nature. You know, type of things. You know what I mean? So there are like combat or sort of like PvP, sort of VrChat, sort of events out there. Once again, you just got to find these people that do that. Once again, read people's bios. Yeah, if they and talk to people and say, hey, where can I find these events or where can I get involved? And people will point you in the right direction. Yeah, but yes, there are like PvP interactions, out there. There's even like a role playing events where people can role play, like Dungeons and Dragons and things of that nature. A bit like LARPing or live interaction role playing. Because people can't do it in the real world. You know, so they hook up online and basically do a bit of role playing on through VR. There's even like drama clubs. Where you can act on stage and do like theatre, things of that nature. There's like there's like films where you can be an actor or things of that nature. There's lots of events out there. Like I said, there's a lot of events. Like there's erotic role playing events out there. Like I said, there's loads of events out there. You just got to you just got to find the right people who know where to find these, or just do Google search. You might find something through Google or through that sort of ending, internet searching, if you know what I mean. So there are events out there. You just got to find the right people or look up the information. The internet's there as a tool. Use it.
Okay, yeah, that makes pretty much sense. To be honest, I didn't know how many events there was and how big the world of VRChat was because I don't have that
Yeah,
many
there's quite
hours
a
on
lot.
it, and it's impressive how many
Mm.
stuff you can do in VRChat because people, like you said, if they cannot hang up in the real world, VRChat is the easiest way to be around people and meet new people from a lot of places. But going back to your club, like you said, you are an host, and I don't know how many events did you host, but is there any crazy stories that you want to share with us, like something that truly marked you, or truly was like, okay, I never expected this to happen?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like every event has its ups and downs. Of
Yeah.
course, there are like there is a bit of drama sometimes when it comes to, uh, you know, the events. Sometimes, people do go through their own personal problems, type thing. But there are some really good times when we do a meet, where we dressed up as memes, like like meme. We call it a meme dance. Like for example, we will put on like an avatar on.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Uganda Knuckles. Uganda Knuckles was a meme back then, and we will all be in Uganda Knuckles, and the dancers might come out and dance in Uganda Knuckles, and like be really crazy. Or they might come out as the Colonel from KFC, and dance as the Colonel. Things of that nature, and it can be really, really funny and very silly. You know what I mean? I remember the funny story was yesterday actually. Yesterday was quite funny, right? We just fished the event and everything else, and one person had this like really crazy Yoda avatar, and then all of a sudden these dancers start copying the Yoda and go around being Yoda with these like really crazy expressions and go, "Roar, dinosaur," type things and things of that nature. It was funny as ever. You know what I mean? So we do have fun at the events, and that's the whole idea: is to have fun and enjoy the moment. and I've been hosting for a year now for my club, and I've got my own poster up, and it's a lovely poster, and it's there, and it took me a while to get that up, and it's really nice to receive that as a reward for my hard work and my volunteering work to do that, because I volunteer. I don't get paid to do this. It's all volunteering role, type
Yeah.
of thing, to do dancing and hosting. You don't get paid to do this. You don't get paid to dance. It's all about volunteering, giving up your free, and I really respect people giving up their free time to basically do something that they love and something they enjoy to, to make people happy, type of thing. Because people love dancing because they like to express themselves through dancing and other things. Is like myself, I like to express myself through being this avatar or my fanboy avatar, because it's the only way I can express myself, and my femininity is online, type of thing. And I really enjoy that. I love that, type of thing. And the dancers and the hosts and other people come online to do that, type of thing, to express themselves, to have fun, to, you know, just to get away from reality sometimes. And it's nice to have that little break from reality and just chill and meet up with other people from all over the world and have that social interaction. It's lovely.
Yeah, of course, of course. And
Yeah.
do you feel that you can be more of yourself in VR and VR chats that's outside in the real world? Like, do you feel like you can be truly yourself here, or you feel like VR chat is more of a way to relax, enjoy, meet new people, and be a little bit like a different person in VR than in
Um.
real world? I don't know if it's too much of a personal question. If
Okay.
you don't want to
So
answer,
here's a
I
good
understand
answer.
it, but
No, 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 no. No, 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 I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna answer it. So in the real world, I'm a big old teddy bear, big old guy, type of thing, um, and I have a family and I have kids, type of thing. I have a lovely, wife and everything.
yeah.
Yes, I'm a femboy that has a woman. Ooh, shock horror. Yes, and I do have and I do have kids. Ooh, shock horror. Type thing. You know. So yeah, I know how to use it, if you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
know how to use it. When I tell people this, it's like quite a big shock that a femboy has a woman and has kids, type of thing. So it can be quite a big shock to people, you know. Um, and in the real life, I am the man of the house. I am the man of the house. I do masculine things around the house, and I do masculine stuff. I show my masculinity around my wife and all that kind of thing. But sometimes I just like to show my feminine side, my soft, nurturing sort of caring side as a man. It's nice to show that, type of thing. Because I grew up around women. I've been around women all my life, type of thing. From work to school, from college, and my sisters and everything. Yeah, I just been around women a lot, and they have had a big impact on me in my life. And it's nice to show that softness, that kindness, that gentleness, type of thing to other people, and that
Yeah.
nurturing, that sort of nurturing feminine nature about myself to other people. You know, I know that it not everyone likes a soft, gentle man. I know that there are groups of people, you know, or women or whatever. They like masculine men, which is fair enough, and there are people that like feminine men, type of thing. And online, when I come on here, I love showing that. I love expressing that, and that really helps me to express that. And I love it, type of thing. And I love wearing my female avatars, like this one right here. She's lovely. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I do have my own personal fanboy avatar, type of thing. Of course, it's not that appropriate to wear, but you know, it's something I personally love and enjoy wearing when I want to show that side of myself, type of thing. And then once, when I get offline, and step away, I have to be the man of the house again, type of thing. So in a way, coming on here, and VR chat has really helped me to find out who I was and who I am as a human being because I grew up. without social media, without the internet.
Yeah.
You got to remember, like, I'm in my 40s, so I come from a time when the internet wasn't around. I come from a time when the internet was not a thing, and people had to go outside to socialize, type thing, you know, and it was really difficult and really hard to come out the closet, type thing, and express yourself like that back then. These days now, when you got social media, you got the internet, and you got Twitter, Facebook, and all these things for that you can get hold of,
Yeah.
And you can find out about certain things now online. It's like a real eye opener, type thing. And like when I first started my journey, because I wanted to find out what my sexuality was, who I was as a person, what I fancied, what I truly loved and enjoyed. And then as I started to interact with people, I find out, oh wow, I'm sexually attracted to this, sexually attracted to that, and so on, so on. And then I started to talk to people, starting to interact with other people from different kinds of backgrounds, and interacting with people from the rainbow community, the LBTG, whatever. I just call them the
Yeah.
rainbow community because they've got so many initials now, if you know what I mean. So is that right if I call it the rainbow community? You know what I'm on about, yeah? Right? So, and talking to people from that, and counselors, type thing that I met online, and they've helped me find my sexuality. I found out that, oh, yeah, you're, what, and talking about it, and yeah, I'm very proud that I am a pansexual person, and I am proud to be a femboy, type thing. I might not dress as one in real life, and have all the extreme clothing that most femboys have, like the skirt and whatnot. But now and again, I do wear black nail polish. Sometimes I do put a bit of lip on or lipstick on sometimes, to show that sort of
Yeah.
feminine side of myself, type of thing. But I don't go that extreme, type of thing. I wear what I feel, I wear or put things on that make me comfortable, type of thing, to express that in the real world. But here, I can express myself fully. I can wear skirts, I can wear women's clothing, or wear a woman's avatar, and I'm comfortable with it, type of thing. I feel very comfortable, and it makes me happy.
Yeah, of course. And
There
also,
you
I
go.
feel a little bit more open because most of the people that are in VrChat are also trying to get to know
Mm.
each other, but also themselves. So normally it's not like in real life that, for example, if I go out
Yeah.
dressing like a girl, first my parents probably gonna disown me, even that if that's a bad thing, and people are gonna start
Mm.
judging me. But here in VrChat, people are a little bit more open
Mm.
to it. They don't judge
Yeah.
that quickly. So yeah, of course, I understand that because me myself, I got into VRChat, but it was for a different reason. It wasn't only to find myself, but also to get more interaction with people and having those kind of conversations like we are having now. Because I feel like
Yeah.
people live so much and they have so much to share,
Yes.
and most of the time they don't do it, or they don't talk openly to
Mm.
it. So I kind of want to know the story of everyone and try to share them.
Mm.
But from this purpose, like when you got into VRChat the
Yeah.
first time, was it with the purpose of knowing more about yourself? Was it into the purpose, like, did you already know what VRChat was and you were curious about it? Or you just went there and discovered this whole world? Because for me, it's a little bit what's happening. I just got here from curiosity, and then I see that
Yeah.
VRChat is much bigger than what people makes it,
Mm.
because people say, oh, it's just Among Us game, Black Cat, and some weird stuff with
Yeah. Yeah.
ERP, and sometimes people don't know that there's a lot more, like
No.
way more
So
about it.
yeah. So okay. So this is very personal. Basically, I joined VRChat to find myself.
Okay.
I heard it is a very sociable community, and you can find yourself and find out who you are as a person. But you have to take that first step yourself. down that yellow brick road, type of thing. Yes, he might cause a bit of drama and cause a bit of problems, but at the end of the day, once you reach that, like the Emerald City or the Emerald City, and you found out who you are, then you can go on another journey and another path, type of thing,
Yeah.
of your life, type of thing, and you start to grow and you start to develop who you are as a human being, you know. Um, and I found out, like, when I first joined, I just basically went to a very safe world, which was No Time to Talk. I went there to start off my journey.
Yeah.
That's what I recommend to anyone that starts in VRChat. Yeah, is to go to the world called No Time to Talk. When you join as a visitor, I would recommend going there first before joining public worlds like Black Cat or other worlds that are out there. Because No Time to Talk, you get like a brief, like 2 minutes with someone, and you can have a little conversation with them, and then there's like a group round where you can interact with people in the group round, yeah? And I would recommend starting off that. Start off there. Start off slowly before going into like public worlds, type thing. Because there are like crashers and people who like to crash other people, and there are trolls out there, and there are like, like virtual gangs out there that, I've heard about, type thing, and you know, and there's all kinds of things out there that you got to be careful of, type thing, and and just be careful not to reveal too much about yourself or give out too much information about yourself.
Yeah.
Because social media is a very, the social platform is a very dangerous place. You know, don't put anything in. Don't put links to your Facebook in your account. Don't give away any of your your personal information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just got to be very careful, type of thing when you're interacting with people and what you're doing with people. And I would recommend, like, if you're a person that's in my age group, if you're over 18, I would recommend staying away from minors. Minors are could cause a lot of trouble for you. So just be careful who you interact with and who you socialize with, and try and find your age group or people in your age group or other adults. If you're an adult coming into VR chat, type of thing. And you might bump into people, and you might interact with people, and eventually enough you'll make friends, and eventually enough you'll share discords. So it's always good to have a discord, and eventually enough you might be accepted in a group discord and meet other people and interact with people and so forth, and and you build up good friends. Good friends. Some people on VR chat are looking for relationships. Some people have long distance relationships, type of thing.
Yeah.
Some people are like, come on VR chat looking for relationships or some sort of connection, type of thing with other people, And some people do have like an online girlfriend or online wife or husband or whatever, type of thing. There's some people that say in their bio that they are taken or they have this or that relationship, whatever, type of thing. Some people are like that, you know what I mean? And you got to respect that, type of thing. And yeah, because I've seen it, type of thing. There's quite a lot of people that have that long distance relationship, and some people don't want that. Some people just want to use VR chat for it could be the games like Among Us and so forth. Some people want to use it for the social aspect of things. Some people want to use it for the events. Some people might want to use it for the sort of the erotic role playing stuff that people want to explore and to get to know about. Or they could be on a self sort of journey of discovering themselves and who they are. So yeah, that's my tip: is to just take it slowly. Don't rush into something. Consent is always key. Always read people's bios. If they haven't got a bio, just talk to them. Say, hey, I was wondering how old are you, or where are you from? Get to talk, type thing. And if they're underage, just, pack off, just pack off and just like go somewhere else. You know what I mean? But it's all about that. Just be yourself and just be confident. Try to be confident if you can be. I know it can be hard, but just take it nice and slow and don't rush into it. Take baby steps before, take crawling steps before you can walk, and then take walking steps before you can run. And then when you are running and you're doing really well for yourself.
Yeah, of course. Because at the end of the day, VRChat is still important to some people, but it's still something that is different from your real life. So you don't need to just rush in. We're here to have fun. We're here to meet new people, to enjoy ourselves. So it's not worth to have too many troubles with it, because at the end of the day, it's still a social game. It's important for some people, and I can truly understand that. But trying to have a difference between the social life and the real life is also important to, well, I will say, keep our minds sane, because otherwise we can spend too much time in VrChats. And talking about too much time, how many time do you have in VrChat? Because I have like 70 hours. I'm really new to this, and I meet some people with a lot more hours.
Myself, I don't spend that many hours on it. I don't know how many hours I spend on it, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I only come on here during the weekends, like Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, to do my hosting, basically, and to do my dancing. There might be a day where I might be dancing, like for example, on a Wednesday night, type thing, because sometimes events hold different days, during the week, they have different days of dancing and doing that. So sometimes I might be on a Wednesday and come on a Wednesday night, but I'm only there to do what it is I need to do, which is my dancing and doing my thing.
Yeah.
I'll come on at a certain time. Like I always get on like 2 hours or an hour before the actual event. Get myself all focused and ready to go. And depends on the world that I'm going to, or if it's quest compatible, I'll just be on my quest, type of thing, and dance on my quest depending on the world and how heavy the world is. Because if it's a really heavy world, it might lag me out whilst I'm dancing. If it's a small world like this, type of thing that can hold my internet, then I can wear my lovely PC avatar and dance in my PC avatar, type of thing. But if it's like a very big world and very heavy, then I'll use my quest, type of thing, and because my quest has a stronger connection to my internet when I'm sort of just wearing it, type of thing,
Of course.
So I'll dance on my quest, and it's more easier, type of thing for me. So it depends on the event and where I'm going, type of thing, and I really enjoy it. It's really a lot of fun, and it's really good. Now, you wanted to talk about erotic role playing, didn't you? And ask me some questions about that.
Yeah. I mean, lots of people, I don't know how many people are watching, because I completely forgot to put the little box, but I don't know how many people know what it is and how does it work, because in VrChat, like you said, it's still, we can have full body trackers, but most of the people don't have it. They have like always hand and head where they can move. But how does it work? First of all, what is ERP for people that don't know? And second of all, how does it work?
Okay, so erotic role playing has been around longer than VRChat has. Okay, right? There are things like you can do. Like for example, that erotic role playing has been around since like the phone has been around, because you can ring up services to get like that interaction, like phone sex or erotic phone sex. Yeah, right. Some people do it by email. Some people do it by do it by post. Some because it's been around for a very long time, very long.
Yeah,
time,
it's a basic need basically from from your human.
Yeah. It's been around for a very long time, type of thing. And yes, full body does have its benefits because you can get into positions and so forth. But as a half body, you can also do the same, type of thing. You have your Goko Loco positions, type of thing. There are many Goko Loco positions that you can do to basically have that interaction with the person, type of thing. Um, it's very easy, type thing, And for example, I can't do them now because I'm sitting here, but there are the Goko Loco positions that you want are basically the squat two. Yeah, squat two is basically like.
If you want, we can try to change the camera. I mean,
open if you're on top.
If you want, I think this camera can capture you. It'll capture a bit of the chair, just like to show people. I mean, or I was gonna say, if you want, just go on the table and do your thing.
Yeah. So I get on the table and let me get my. Yeah. So get on the table, yeah?
Yeah, table doesn't have physics. Yeah, forgot about that.
I'm going through the table. I'm going through the table. I'm going through the table. Yeah, I go through the table. How's about over here? Over here. All right.
Yeah, I can change the camera
As
real
you can
quick.
see, this is the standing up position. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So this is the standing up position of your avatar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I set up my Goku Loco in my hub so I don't have it in my hand. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I can look at you and basically go to squat 2. So this is known as squat 2, yeah? Right, this is known as squat 2. And then with my leg lock, right, basically leg lock is like the avatar. It's like a little man that has orange legs, which means your legs are locked, okay? Right?
So you can
So
still
now
move your
my
body,
legs
but
are
not
locked.
your legs.
So when I lean forward, so when I move forward, my avatar is now, can you see that? I'm in this nice crouching, like crawling mode, yeah? Can you see?
Yeah.
Right? Now, normally, if my legs are off, now if I turn my legs off, my legs off. Now, if I do the same thing, that
Okay, yeah.
work.
Yeah,
It
basically.
doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay.
The leg lock. Yeah. The leg lock helps you to do certain things. Yeah. So you can use your leg lock, and basically you could bounce using like one of those like gym balls or your bed, whatever, to stimulate certain things.
Yeah.
If you understand my meaning, yeah. Or you can use the exhaust. All right. So this is known as the exhaust. Right. So this is the exhaust. Yeah. Right. Once again, if I move forward, it looks really weird and odd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. As you can see. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But if I lock my legs, now can you see that I can now do this grinding effect. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Did you see?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's all about how you so hard, like yes, our bodies do find it hard to simulate intimacy. Yes, full body do have a bit of better advantage because they're using their physical hips and whatnot. But as a half body, it can be tricky. But we do it's always good to have a model that has Goku Loco positions. So you can use the squat or the exhaust, type thing, and you've got the basic like lay on your back, lay on your back, type thing, yeah. Which is,
Yeah.
lay on your back. Once again, make sure you lock your legs, so that way, when someone's interacting with you, if you know what I mean, they can do that with you, type thing, or So it's all about how you interact with the person. Now, some models, like for example, this one has DPS or direct, where like you can see the actual interaction of like one avatar interacting with another avatar. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really hard. It's really hard to explain. It's really hard to show that here because But normally, because this is an avatar that I personally bought myself and purchased myself. You can you can find avatars on Gomro that have this this DPS. I can't remember what DPS stands for. I can't remember. Someone did tell me, but I just can't remember. And so, like for example, if you had a cucumber, yeah.
I mean, we
An
do have
object, and it had DPS in it,
we do have a banana if you want. That's
right?
that's the close.
I don't know because there's certain things.
Oh yeah, no,
Certain
it probably
objects
probably
have
yeah
it.
probably doesn't
I don't
have.
know if it does because there's certain objects. Yeah, it probably doesn't. There is like worlds where you can test like the DPS out and do that, and basically the object actually disappears inside of the avatar. So like going through the head, like it does, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So like if it's if so you imagine the object in question, right?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, right? Yeah, right. It will go into instead of like going through my head, it will actually disappear into my mouth, and I'll be doing oral and things of that nature. So there you go. Really, that's how how it works.
Okay, yeah. It's it's different than what I was imagining. Not imagined like again, it's something that I
Yeah.
didn't know about until almost I got into VrChats because it's something that everyone knows that it exists because we see the memes when VR starts to appear. We see people joking about it, but we don't really see how it works because, like you said, some people have long distance relationships and this is almost the only way that you have to interact with each other.
Yeah.
It's better than having a text or a phone call because you can
Yes.
be
Yes.
physical with the person. And some people also have phantom touch that we didn't talk
Yes.
about
Yes.
it. But if you want to explain it to
Yes. Like
yourself,
myself.
yeah,
Yes.
of course, go for it.
Yes. So, right. So, Phantom Touch is basically when the Quest when the Quest decided to basically do a hands-free uh, thing. Yeah. Right. There are like games where you can actually do like touch games where you actually have to use your physical hands instead of your controls. You know
Yeah,
those kind of games. You know where you got to pick up the ball and things like that nature. It's like when I was like a couple of days ago, I was playing like the touch game, like a normal like hands-free Quest game for the Quest. You know, like one of those hands-free games that you can play where you can put the controllers down and you can use your physical hands. And then as I picked up this hot ball, I can actually feel the heat in my hand. It was really weird, type thing. It felt like my hand was hot, even though like my hand in real life was like not touching anything. It felt because it's like your eye, because whatever your eyes are seeing, whatever your brain sees, is thinking, oh, this thing is hot. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So that's it's basically it's a trick. It's like
A
a
mental trick
trigger
almost.
mechanism of the brain, type thing. Yeah, mental trick. It's like, for example, if I pick up this cup, yeah, right. If I did, if of course I'm picking it up with my controllers, but if I put my controllers down and picked up, I'd be like, oh, I'm holding this physical cup, and I actually have my pinky out because I'm English, I actually would have my pinky out, type of thing, yeah, right? Because it's a thing. But yes, people do have phantom touch. When you put your controllers down and you can interact with the person, you can actually really feel
Yeah,
the
everything's.
materials because your brain is thinking that. Yeah, yeah. In myself, I do have phantom touch, but I don't really use. But I always use my controllers, type of thing, because I find it very difficult to get the controllers and the hands all lined up. It's a bit nightmare, type of thing. The hands free is a bit nightmare for me. So I just keep my controllers in my hands, type of thing. The only time ever use my hands-free mode is when I'm playing a game, like the hands-free game and whatnot. Yeah. I also have phantom sense now, because I'm a very sensitive person in real life. Like if someone, if I was with my wife and she was interacting with me and touching me,
Get out of
I'll
here,
squeal
stalker.
like anything, because like she runs up, she rung, she come up to me and rung the finger along my chest. I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
I start getting all excited, type thing. And I'm a very sensitive guy, And when people do it here to me in VR, it's like it triggers that sort of that sensation that they actually physically touching me. Even though I'm a man and don't have physical real boobs, but if someone actually touched my boobs, I'll actually it feels like I've actually got boobs on me. Type thing. It feels, ooh, it feels quite good. Type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And it just and it feels, yeah. And the most sensitive part is my neck. Someone come up to me and kiss my neck and be like, you know what I mean? It gets very very. I'm very very I'm very very sensitive. It did take a while to build up the phantom sense. Type thing. It doesn't happen overnight. You know, it's not no many people. A lot of people will try to get it or try to try to activate it. There is no actual answer. There is no way. There's no there's no sort of teaching methods out there to teach you how to get phantom sense. It's basically if you're a person that has a very sensitive body like myself and has that sensitivity, and you see that interaction, you can probably build up a good phantom sense, type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're a person that's not very touchy and don't really get that interaction, then you probably will never get phantom sense. A lot of people do sleep in VR too to try, to get, to try and build up like a very strong connection with the avatar. Because like a lot of people, will have their own personal avatars like mine, and I'll actually will sleep in my own personal avatar, you know, and like when I'm sleeping in it, I feel like I'm a woman sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, one time I was sleeping in my avatar, right, and I woke up in my avatar and looked in the mirror and I thought, oh shit, I'm now a woman. I thought that I got really in depth, really immersed with my avatar that I actually thought I was an actual woman, for a brief while, type of thing. There's even times when like there's even times when I'm not even wearing my headset, right? And like I'm closing my eyes and I feel, or sleeping in the real world, and I have like it feels like I am wearing my headset sometimes. I have like what's the word? Very what's the word? Holetic dreams.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
dreams where I can control the reality, and yeah, yeah, and I can bend it to my will, and yeah, the hallucination dreams, yeah, where I can do things, and I've had quite a lot of those. I've been having those for a very long time before VR, but sometimes, yeah, they happen now and again, and I can control things in my dream. But yeah, it depends on the person. People do it, people don't. Now, you've got some more questions about erotic role playing and how to get into it, correct?
yeah, yeah. Just just a brief point. Also, if anyone has questions, also they can ask it on the Twitch, because I'm reading Twitch, just not talking too much because I don't want to interrupt you. Also, but if you have questions, the viewers, if the viewers have questions, feel free to ask them, and we'll try to answer it, both me or Daniela, if it applies.
Yeah, sure, yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah. If the viewers got if the viewers got questions, I can
for now, I still
explain.
don't have any questions for them. So like, feel free to
Yeah,
ask
okay.
questions about, yeah, anything. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so what would you like to know about erotic role playing, and what would you like to learn about it
I mean,
yourself?
myself, it's kind of hard to say because I'm really new to this. And I mean, like I said before, I knew that erotic roleplay was
Okay.
something in VrChat, because we all know the story of someone that was in Black Cat and people doing it in the bedroom, or people going in
Mm.
going world hopping and someone's doing it in a random world.
Okay.
But
All right. So
is it something that
some
common to
people.
happen?
So like I said, some people. Well, for me, it's not that common. It doesn't happen, of course, because I used to do it in the past when I was trying to discover my sexuality. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did it in the past. Yeah, I don't do it now. I did it in the past when I was on the journey to find out my sexuality and what I liked and what I enjoyed. Yeah, right. I did it in the past. Yes, there are servers, like I said, Discord servers and things like that, and events where you can basically experience that, but it can be very emotionally draining.
Yeah.
It can emotionally uh, cause problems for yourself, type of thing. Yeah, right. Now there are people that like the erotic role playing, because a lot of people are very what's the word, hypersexual. Yeah,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
are people
Exactly.
out there like that who just basically want to have as much intimacy as they possibly can. Yeah, and there are people that are in relationships, like I said, long distance relationships, and it's very hard for them to hook up and basically have that intimacy, so they do it online now and again. But there are people out there who are very hypersexual, don't have a partner, don't have anyone that they can connect with online, so they join these events, or look, and basically join discords and things of that nature to do that.
Yeah.
There are people out there that will basically say, hey, if you want this experience, you got to pay for it. some people will say, sometimes even though it's a digital thing, people will ask for money. If you want this, I expect money from it. There are people like that, type thing. If you know what I mean, they won't do it for free, type
Yeah.
thing. So there are people like that that will ask for money for services, even though it's a digital world and it's all free. But some people just want money for it, type thing. You know, and
Yeah.
then you got different categories of people out there. You got your submissive people, like myself. You got switch, and then you got the dominating people. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And for me, as a submissive male, it's very very hard to find a dominant woman that is sexually finds me sexually, good, or finds me sexually attractive, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because like either the dominant woman will already have a submissive male or submissive partner already, or they're in a relationship with someone already. Yeah, and it's really hard to find uh, a woman that likes feminine men, or a man that shows feminine qualities, if you understand the meaning. Yeah, right. Because like I said, you know, you got some women out there that like feminine men, and you got some women that just like masculine men. You got some women that like to be degraded and treated like rubbish, and you got some women that like to be treated softly and kind. Type of thing. Everyone has a certain preference and there's certain kinks that they like. You know, and for me, because I'm a submissive man and a femboy, I get quite a lot of stereotypes, type thing like, oh, you know, I'm gay and I only like men, um, and all that kind of thing. But no, I love dominant women. I love dominant women. It even says in my bloody bio that I love dominant women, type of thing, yeah. Right? But it's really hard to find someone who can do the services I want from the dominant woman. It's really, really hard. I mean, it's really difficult, type thing. And then you got the switches, basically, who can switch it up between dominance or be sub. I met quite a lot of submissive women, but at the same time, the submissive women, the sort of switch women, they still want to be dominated,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. They still want that sort of masculine dominant man, type of thing. And it can be really hard to interact with women or to get a session with a woman. Most of the time, in the past, in the actual past, the only people I actually ERP'd with are other femboys like myself, yeah,
Yeah.
and the transgender community type thing, yeah, right, type thing, yeah, and some and other males who wear female avatars, type thing, you know, and who are come across as quite feminine, yeah, right. So I found out that I'm very attractive towards femininity, or men that show that really strong femininity nature, yeah. And I found out that I was sexually attracted to the transgender community, or the transgender people, type thing, male to female sort of thing, yeah. And I found myself sexually attractive to femboys who show really strong femininity nature, if you understand the meaning,
Yeah.
yeah. So that is what I find sexually attractive. Yes, I do love women. I actually love women, type thing. But it's really, like I said to you, it's really hard to get a session with a woman, or to have an ERP session with a woman. Now, if I was a dominant male or a very strong alpha male,
Yeah.
I have no issues, because like a dominant male can easily go up to a woman and have that confidence to basically dominate the woman if she's like, she's into that, yeah. And they could probably get an ERP session very easily, if you understand my meaning. They can easily get one, right? They probably have more ERP sessions than I would have with women. I do love women, and I would love to have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to have that experience, but I never had it. I never had that experience of ERPing with a woman in VRChat yet. In the past type thing. Yeah, I never had that. Type thing. Most of the time, it was just like transgenders or feminine men,
So just one
or
thing.
femboys or whatever.
If
And
someone that is a dominant woman, wait, if someone that is watching this and is a dominant woman, you have Daniela here that is down for it. So hit up Daniela. We never know. You can cast your net and maybe find someone. I don't know. Probably I don't know how many people are watching, but maybe you'll find someone through this famous streamer that is probably have 4 viewers at this moment. Yeah, nah, it was just a joke. Like my sense of humor
like I
is
say,
completely broken.
it's you know. I mean, I think, I really love dominant women. I love a woman that shows that sort of like, that confidence in themselves, that they truly know what they are doing to the man and they know what they want from the man. I like a woman that knows what she's doing in the bed, type of thing. I like, I want her to enjoy herself. I want her to feel, when I moan, I actually really moan. I want her to feel like he's having a good time with me, thing. And also at the same time, please her.
Yeah,
I want her to give me the commandments of how I should please her. Like, do you want me to touch you softly? Do you want me to touch you roughly? How would you like me to touch you and caress you back? You can touch me, and have, whatever fun with me, and I'll respond. But at the same time, I like to find out what you like as well, from the dom, type of thing. And it's amazing, like, and I would love that. I would love that, because like it can be really. It's, when it comes to intimacy, communication is key in the bedroom, type of thing, or ERP, type of thing, to find out what your partner or person you're interacting with likes, type of thing, you know, like yes, I do have a wife in real life. My wife, I love my wife, type of thing. But the problem is, my wife is not dominant. Let's say that she's a switch.
okay.
She's 100% switch. Yeah, right. She has her submissive sort of mindset. Yeah, and then she will sometimes, very rarely, show her dominance over me. Yeah, right. So when it comes to me and my wife, and we have that intimacy together, right? That real intimacy,
Yeah.
it's either me on top first, even though I'm a bottom. Yes, I am a bottom. I love being a bottom, right? Right? I love being submissive and the bottom, but right? But when it comes to me, and my wife, it's like it's me that starts off being on top of her, and basically
Yeah.
in control of her, yeah, and showing a bit of my masculinity and a bit of my dominance over her, yeah, right, yeah,
Okay.
and she enjoys it.
I'm gonna. We have a
And it's
question
nice.
from chat. I don't know. We have here Zero that's asking if it
Go
ever
ahead.
happened to you. Sorry.
Go ahead. What's your question?
Oh, sorry. It was like lagging. We have a question from Zero that is asking if it ever happened to you from someone to ERP or start ERPing with you without you expecting it. So just simply like almost randomly goes up to you and start like ERPing to you or try to get you to ERP.
Not really. I mean, if a person comes up to me and starts interacting with me without my consent, and basically starts kissing me and touching me, I'll back away and block them straight away,
Yeah, of
because
course.
yeah, that's just weird. That's just. I mean, if it's like, you know, if it's like, there are ways to approach a person, and there's ways of not approaching a person. Yeah, like, for example, yeah, let me give you a situation. Yeah, right. So you got the sub, which is me, or the submissive male, which is me, and you might, you know, if I'm lucky enough to get a dominant woman to interact with me, that'd be fine. She will basically know that I'm a sub straight away, because like it's basically women's intuition or women's sense that they can sense that you're a very submissive male. Some doms can sense that, they have that sort of sixth sense that this person is a sub. yeah,
Yeah.
they are submissive, yeah, and they'll come up to you, you know, and or it's how I react when I see a dominant woman, or how because like when it might be the voice or how they sort of present or how their personality is in VR, because it's not their body action, it's how it's either one the voice or how they sort of like express themselves through their voice. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. When it comes to a woman, yeah, right. For me, some women are in full body, and it depends on the woman how they are at in their full body sort of way, yeah, and how they present themselves if they are in their full body um, sort of tracking, yeah. But when it comes to half body, it's either based on their personality and how they present themselves. Yeah. So you got so when I'm in a so if I see a woman and she was like half body, depending on her voice and the way she carried herself, I could probably tell you if she was a switch, a sub, or dom, depending on how
Oh, okay. Yeah.
she was talking to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And how he was interacting with me. Yeah. Right. Because normally when I approach a woman, I normally approach them from like the side. I don't go in front of them their face or whatever. I mostly approach them from the side. Yeah. Uh, and then I'll sort of say, "Hey, how's it going? How are you today? And I introduce myself. And then sometimes if I'm like, and then sometimes when I click on the AV and I reveal it, and it is a dominant woman, she's wearing this sort of dominating, sort of strong presence avatar. I'm hoping that she can do that. I'm hoping that she comes across like that because people use certain avatars to express themselves and how they want to express themselves. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So, like for example, this is my Avi that I wear to show my submissiveness. To show that I'm submissive, a very sort of soft kitten. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I see a girl that's wearing a puppy, like a puppy avatar, like a puppy girl avatar, I'll be like, oh, cute little puppy. It'd just be. I know that straight away. That's a very submissive woman because she's in a very puppy avatar, and
Yeah.
it
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
wouldn't really have any effect on me. Yeah, but if she's wearing like a corset and the dominatrix outfit, the ones that you see on Google Images,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's wearing something like that, very strong, something that is very dominant presence looking, yeah, right. It doesn't have to be a fucking. It doesn't have to be a giant, massive woman having.
Yeah.
She could be my height, my height, like this height, yeah, right. She could be this height, yeah, right. Like I am in, yeah, and she could wear like very dominatrix sort of like attire, type of thing. And if she's wearing something like that, yeah, and has the confidence to say like I am dominant, the way I sit is dominant, or the way her voice comes towards dominant, yeah, I'm like, I get flustered like that, yeah. And she was like, oh, she'll come up to me, and says, "Who's a cute little boy?" And like, I mean, I
Yeah.
had to react to the situation, yeah, type thing. And so it's about how the woman comes across and how confident she is in herself, and and how she wishes to express herself as a woman, towards the man, type thing. Um, that's what I like about women when it comes to them being dominant, type thing. Um, but there are some women that don't do that. They find it hard to express themselves or show that, or show that sort of that woman power, that
Yeah.
woman
That
presence,
presence. Yeah.
that sort of here I am, type of thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like, and I just know straight away if that person is, if when I'm interacting with a woman, I know she's either switch or she's submissive, type of thing,
Yeah.
and I can tell, yeah. I mean, when a woman does something to me, or reacts to me before I do the reaction, like for example, I know I've got a friend who's full body, yeah, Yeah, she's submissive like me. Yeah, and sometimes she's in the full body. She'll come right up to me, fly up right up to me unexpectedly. Yeah, and like, and it gets me quite flustered because like her legs are around my waist. You know, I'm like going, I'm okay, you know, type thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
because even though because she comes across quite confident lady, because she comes across very confident in herself. Yeah, even though she's submissive, but she comes across to me as very confident. Yeah, so when a woman shows that confidence and shows that she can come towards me in a very predator way, because I have a predator kink. Basically, if a woman is the predator, basically I'm the prey, he's the predator. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like being hunted down or getting that sort of that sort of prey like instinct from the woman, type of thing. It's like, oh, you're mine, come here, type thing. I'm like, you know what I mean? It gets me going, type thing. Uh, yeah, especially when it comes to the dancers, because I'm just sort of sitting there, relaxing at the event, just minding my own business, and all suddenly the woman dancer will come up to me, and like she'll pick me, and I'm like, you know, and there are certain dance moves or certain things that get me going. One, if she's wearing a dominatrix like attire,
Yeah.
yeah, right, and basically either a tall woman, not gigantic woman, but tall woman, or a woman of that's wearing dominatrix sort of attire. She can be small, yeah. If she's wearing something like that, or is a succubus that's wearing dominatrix outfit, and if she does one move, basically, if she stands in front of me, yeah, and she's got full body, she's in a succubus dominatrix outfit, and if she does this certain move where she's like gets on one of her knees and starts crawling towards me in a very predator way, that's it.
Yeah. You're
I'm
gone.
I'm squealing and breaking, and that's it. I'm like a puddle. I'm squealing, yeah, so much. I'm like, mistress, yeah, I'm a mess. I'm a complete mess, type thing. You know, that that's it. That's me gone. But if it's a puppy or a bunny girl, I just laugh at it because it's like, you know,
Yeah, it doesn't have
oh,
the same presence like
that's
we
not
were
me.
talking
You know what I
about.
mean? That's not
It's
me.
not the same thing.
Yeah. No. Don't get me wrong. I do love submissive women or show that submissiveness towards me, but at the end of the day, I just can't dominate a woman. I find it uncomfortable. Sometimes, yes, I can go up to a woman and sort of say, "Hey, who's been a good girl for daddy? You have," type of thing, or do that sort of interaction. Some people have showed me how to be dominant or show that dominance, but for me, I just find it a bit, uncomfortable, type thing.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing it, in a bratty way. I don't mind doing it in a bratty way, but I don't want to be too over sexualized, type thing. I just want to be me and basically say, hey, how's it going? How are you? And if it's a dominant woman, I'm like, hi, hi, type thing, yeah. And I like showing those I like doing those whimpering noises and that kind of thing. And some doms really like that, and they'll start teasing me even more, type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and torturing me. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I fucking love it, type thing. Because like, my birthday, in a couple of months' time, my birthday is coming up. 21st of June is my birthday,
Oh,
and
okay.
what I've been doing is been going around to all my dancer friends. Yeah, I'm going around to all my dancer friends, and basically telling them, hey, I wish to be destroyed. I wish to be broken so much, type thing. Because I really want that. I really want that overwhelming feeling of being utterly destroyed, type thing. So, so hopefully, my friends will do that for me. So there you go, really.
Okay, yeah. I
See,
can understand
see
that,
that?
and we have some viewers here relating to it, saying that they also like it and they'll do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
To be honest, but now talking also about getting
Mm.
approach. How do you approach someone? Like, do you have any tips for someone trying to approach? Because like we're seeing
Okay.
here some people like trying to.
So just be what? No. Yeah. Okay. So basically, just I know that some people find it hard to approach other people and don't have the confidence to approach people. I understand that. I respect that. Okay. Everyone does get a bit nervous and a bit tongue-tied. Just breathe and think just take a nice calming breath, yeah, to yourself, and just slowly approach the person, yeah, right, either face to face or stand in a respectable way
Yeah,
towards them, and sort of like just be, just show, just be one, just be respectful, always be respectful, and say, like, if there was a woman here right now, depending on who she is, or a man, or a femboy, or transgender woman, it doesn't matter. If there was someone else in this room, yeah, right, yeah, and it was and I wanted to introduce myself to them, you know, let's say it was a transgender woman or a femboy or a woman, depending, yeah, I'll go up to them and I'll sort of like go, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Dan or Daniela, and I am a femboy, and it's nice to meet you. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Type thing.
yeah,
And they will do so, type thing. Um, some women might, might some people or depending who it is might not interact with you. And they might not hear you, type thing, or it might take a while before you can interact because sometimes they're in a group little bubble,
yeah,
talking about stuff, type thing. But like I said, no time to talk is the best place to go to have that one-to-one interaction. No time to talk is the best world to go to have that one-to-one interaction with someone. That's the world I recommend going to when you start VrChat. Is to go there. You might bump into some minors, which is fair enough, but there are sometimes there are adults there that do go to that world. You know, I would start off there. Before exploring the big sort of like community worlds. Like Black Cat, Full Body Haven if you're on a PC. Type of thing, or Love Desires is a good place to meet other adults who are looking for partners and things of that nature. But yeah, so I would recommend starting off small, doing baby steps. Go to No Time to Talk. Go there, interact with someone one to one. You might be lucky enough to bump into a woman or whatever you like. It could be a man, it could be a femboy, it could be a transgender woman, it could be a transgender man, it could be any gender, it could be furry. It could be anything. Yeah, or and just don't be a troll, don't be an idiot. Just like say, hey, nice to meet you. Say your name and say, hey, I'm here to meet people, make friends, perhaps and whatnot. And if the person interacts with you and like you, they might add you as a friend or send her a friend request, type thing. And if you're lucky enough, you that's how it starts. Really, you just got to start off slowly, baby steps, before just walk before you can, walk, crawl before you walk, like I say, and then once you're walking, then start running, and then
yeah,
once things are going, you know where to go, you know. Yeah. So it's all about, it's about how you interact with the person and how you come across. It's all about your personality. My personality, I'm a very bubbly, talky kind of guy. I'm a Gemini, and a rooster. When it comes to the Chinese zodiac, kind of thing. So I'm a rooster, and I am a Gemini. So we are, Geminis are very, very sociable butterflies, type of thing. We are, you know, that's my nature. I know some people find it hard to be sociable or find it hard to come out of their shell, like a Cancer or whatever, type of thing. So depends on who you are. Just be, just breathe and Go for it.
Okay, we have
What have
another
you got?
question
Other
here.
questions that you
Yeah,
have?
yeah, exactly. We have another question here from a viewer, saying ERPing with a PC. I mean, not PC VR, but like PC like deskies. So people that don't have VR to move around.
Okay,
Is it
yeah, sure.
common? Is it
Okay,
not common?
okay, all right. Yes, it is. It is. It is. You can bump into people that are desktop users only that wish to have the experience of ERPing. Now, there are worlds where you have seats like this. You know the seat I'm sitting on?
Yeah,
Yeah? Like an invisible seat, yeah? Right? There's a world where your avatar can go into certain positions, if you understand my meaning. Now, there'll be a seat, you click on it, and your avatar will basically go into that position. I can't remember the actual world, what its name is, but there are chairs where you can actually sit in, right? As a desktop player,
yeah,
and basically your avatar will go in that position. So it could be missionary, doggy style, against the wall, any position that the chair can offer, type of thing. Yeah. Um, and like, and then the person can, interact with you, type of thing. Depends if they're a desktop user or a virtual desktop user, they can still interact with you, type of thing. As long as you're having fun, you know, and you can sort of like have that sort of role play on over the phone, like like I'm a very descriptive person, and it's about exploring that. Read some erotic books,
yeah.
or listen to some erotic talking, like my hand slowly goes up your chest. As it does so, I lean forward and kiss your lips. That kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I won't go into more details, but you know what I mean? You can sort of act it out like that, and you can do that kind of thing, like my leg runs slowly in your inner thigh, slowly going up your leg, touching your gentle flower, type thing. I won't say the word, but you understand what I mean.
yeah. I think we do. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that question was answered for a viewer. Like for now, I don't have any other question for the viewer. So if I don't know if you have anything else to share, because for my part also, I think most of the question and even some that I
Um,
didn't have were answered. But I don't know if you have anything to share or to add. It's your
uh,
time, of course.
no, like I said, yeah, of course, of course. My advice is if you're joining VR, you know, work on people love reading bios, type of thing. I always read a bio whenever I click on people, type of thing. Make it nice and clear, type of thing. You know, of what you do, what you want or what you want to, what you want. Like for example, mine is very simple. I don't put in there that I love ERP or anything like that. I don't want to put that there.
Yeah, yeah,
Type
yeah,
thing. Some people do, some people do. Some people will say like, "Hey, I love the ERP and got this many years of experience," and they'll probably say, pay for my services." Some people will be like that, um, and don't demand it, don't beg for it, don't look desperate, just build up to it, type of thing. And yes, it can, from my point of view, yes, as a submissive male, it's really hard to get a ERP session with a woman unless you are a dominant male. If you're a dominant male, you're gonna find it very easy to get a ERP session with a submissive woman, no problem at all. But when it comes to being submissive male and finding that dominant woman,
yeah. That's the tricky
it's
part.
really hard. It's really Yeah, that's the difficult part, type of thing. Because like, there's a lot of submissive people in VR chat, and and it's really really hard, especially for me, because most of the avatars I wear are women, women
Yeah,
avatars, type of thing, because that's how I wish to express myself. That's how I want to express myself as a person, as a femboy, type of thing. And not many women like women avatars. Yes, you got bisexual women out there, right? Or pansexual women out there, but if you're in a woman's avatar and they hear your voice, it's like, nah, you know what I mean? You know, you look like a woman, but you don't sound like a woman. You know, it can be very hard and very difficult, type of thing. If you understand my meaning, yeah?
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah,
It's super hard, super difficult, yeah? But when it comes to like the transgender community, they don't mind. You know what I mean? They are, because they themselves are going through transition
yeah,
in themselves, either transgending into a woman or transgending into a man, whatever. Yeah, they they are very, they're very easy to approach, and you can definitely, and like you definitely will get like an ERP session with them. You just got to build up towards it, type of thing. Don't be a unicorn chaser, if you understand what I mean. Don't be a unicorn chaser, yeah. Right? Don't do that, yeah. Just treat them as a human being, Right? Just treat them, if they say that they are a woman, treat them as a woman. If they're a man, treat them as a man. Don't go after
yeah,
if don't go after them because they have certain body parts on them. If you know what I mean. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Right.
Of course, of course.
Just treat them as a human being. Treat them as treat them as a human being. And that's what I do. When I'm interacting with a transgender woman or a transgender man, I'll treat them as that. Type of thing. I'll treat them like that. And I don't ask any personal questions. I don't ask about their transitioning or anything like that unless they want to talk about it to me. Type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. I let them tell me about it if they want to. But most of the time, we just talk about avatars, talk about events, and all that kind of stuff. And I just treat them as a human being. And because of that, and plus, I have a transgender daughter. My daughter is also transgending herself. You know, she's transgending from a woman to a man. So I have a transgender man at home, and I'm supporting my son now going through that transitioning. I'm supporting her, supporting them, being there for them, helping them. And when I tell people or the transgender community that I'm doing that, they cry because they say, "Oh wow, I wish I had a father like you, who is accepted, who accepts that and who is very open about that." You
yeah,
know, you know what I mean? And it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like a good father that I am doing something good for my son, type of thing. Right now, and my son wants to get a new name for themselves, type of thing, and they wish to be treated like a boy, type of thing, and which I do. I treat my transgender daughter as a boy, type of thing, and she likes wearing certain clothes and certain things, and I let her do that. I let her express herself the way, the way she wants to be seen as. So yeah, so I have big respect, big respect for the transgender community because they have helped me, you know, because I wasn't too sure myself. I don't have the experience of, transitioning, type thing, and it was really nice to get that help and that advice from them, of how I can help my daughter, and or help my son to be, type of thing, yeah. And it's been, and they're lovely people. And then interacting with femboys who are feminine uh, is also a thing that I really love doing. They're very, femboys are very. You can always find a femboy that's up for a bit of fun with you, type of thing in VrChat, type of thing. Just make sure they're of age,
yeah,
type of thing. And some of them are some of them are submissive, some of them are switches, and very rare you will find a dominant femboy. Yeah, dominant femboys are a thing. They do exist. Type thing. They are out there. They do exist. They do exist. You know,
we have
and it's it's like a transgender person. They can be dominant too.
we have
Yeah.
one more question, like
Well,
from
anyone can
another
be
viewer.
dominant. Yeah,
Uh,
go ahead.
if you have any advice, like for avatars,
Okay.
like where to get avatars, and also if you have any recommendation for a male that wants
Okay.
to find a dominant woman, like if you have any advice for avatars for what you're looking
Okay.
for.
Okay. So if you're a submissive male like myself who is looking for a dominant woman, that's really going to be really hard in VRChat. It's the most hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, they do exist. I've seen them. I have met them. Right? But the problem is either one, they are taken by someone, in other words, they're in a relationship, or they already have a submissive partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Yes, they will tease you and basically will do the dominant act upon you, but it's very hard to find them in VR chat. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's about some people might know some dominant women. You know, for example, like I know if you know it's like your circle that you build up. My tip is if you want to find a dominant one, is basically make make friends first. Yeah, make friends in VR chat first, because some of those people might know a dominant woman or where to find a dominant woman. Yeah, right. Or join like a ERP Discord where they will have like dominant women in them. Yeah, but
Yeah.
some of these dominant women might want money for the services. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Um, and yeah, when it comes to avatars, it's basically women avatars are very sexy and very good looking. Don't get me wrong. Some of the male avatars are really ugly and a bit bulky and a bit big and
Yeah.
you know
Chunky.
and
Like
I mean
they're.
it's very hard to find. It's very yeah and chunky. Yeah, yeah. They you got the emo boys. That's a lot of people wear. When it comes to public avatars. If you're joining for the very, very first time in VR chat, you'll find a lot of e-boy avatars, type thing. A lot of e-boys, gothic looking, emotionally, you know,
Yeah. 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 Completely.
sort of boys, if you know what I mean, yeah? Yes, you can find muscular sort of men avatars, type thing and whatnot. But I, you know, it's, but, try those out first, type thing. Try out a few of these, go to public worlds or go to a world where you can look at the avatars. Depends on what you're looking for. But you know, but I recommend Gumroad. Gumroad where you can buy your own personality, like I did. I
Yeah.
went to Gumroad, yeah. This is a Gumroad avatar, yeah. And I looked on there, and I looked at what caught my eye. It took me a long, before I uploaded, before I bought it and everything else and uploaded it, I had a good long read of the avatar, what it's capable of, and looking at pictures of it. Yeah, right. And I just kept on looking at pictures and spending a good amount of time looking at the pictures, looking at the videos, wondering, is this something that suits my sort of the way I want to present myself, yeah,
Yeah.
and how I want to go about, how I want to present myself to people, you know. So have a good look at Gumroad, give yourself a price, like a price limit. Some of the avatars are like $35 to $40 to $50, so depending on the avatar, yeah. And always read the description of the avatar. Some of them will have DPS, some of them don't. So always make sure you read what the
Yeah.
avatar is capable of doing, type thing, yeah. And like and if you don't know how to upload avatars, you can either watch videos or, like myself, I don't know how to upload avatars. I have no clue. So I have a person in the UK, right, that I met as a very close friend of mine who is an avatar uploader. He uploads my avatars for me for services. Basically, I buy the avatar, yeah,
Yeah.
right. I I save the files in the I save the files myself. I keep the files for myself in a private folder or whatnot. I get in contact with my avatar broker or the person that uploads my avatars for me, get hold of him, yeah, and say, hey, I got this avatar, I want you to upload it. He says, sure, send me the details of the avatar, which I do, yeah, right? And then he gives me a price. He will charge me a price, and then he'll upload it. I give him my VrChat account details and my password. He uploads the avatar for me, and then once he's done it, he'll tell me, and then I change my password, type of thing. And there you go. That's how I got to trust level. That's how you get the trust level, type thing.
Damn.
I have 4 private avatars, type of thing on me, you know, that I have, type of thing. One, two, two I bought myself. One was given to me as a Christmas present, and another one I got as a competition,
Oh,
type
nice.
thing. I got a one through a competition, you know, yeah. And he doesn't charge that much, He only charges me like £20. And basically, this avatar here didn't have Goku Loco. This was only for full body people avatar, only PC only full body avatar, yeah.
Yeah.
And I asked him, can you add Goku Loco to it? And he said, no problem. He did that for me. So he added Goku Loco and basically stretched the model to my height because I wanted it to be my height. So this model you're looking at right now is physically my height, yeah, and has physical Goku Loco, which I asked for, and I get to wear it and do my dancing and whatnot in it, which I really, really enjoy doing, type of thing, and absolutely love. And it's absolutely fantastic. Um, it has many features. I don't know if I can show on camera, but I'll just take off a little bit of clothing. I won't. I'll keep the pasties on. I'll keep the pasties on. All right.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
I will keep the pasties on. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So there you go. Can you see?
Yeah, yeah, we can
This
see.
is like the how I like. This is how I would wear like my go. This is what I wear when I'm dancing. This like fishnet attire with the pasties on,
Yeah.
type of thing. But put it back on. Yeah, go put it back on now. But yeah, that's a little taste for you. It does go completely naked if you like to know, and it does have DPS. It has over 12 different DPSs, which
Okay.
I have not had a chance to use. Type of thing. So yeah, so there you go.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's a
But
lot
yeah,
more. I didn't know that
yeah,
many stuff
yeah.
about avatars and where to get it. To be honest, I knew about gun rolls, but I never went too much on about it because I did search a little bit on it. But the only
Mhm.
problem that I found in VRChat is most of the avatars that we see is from women's, like for not for women's, but like women's avatar. Like finding a good male avatar, it's something that can be
Yeah.
difficult.
Now, of course. Yeah. Now, of course. Now you can trade avatars, type of thing, in virtual reality. Basically, you can trade public avatars for other public avatars. Some people have like avatars that you can't get from public worlds, type of thing. And you can go to like an avatar, like a world where you can trade certain avatars for other avatars, or there's like a world where you can search up avatars, type of thing, for PCs and for Quest players, yeah, like a avatar search engine that they have in VRChat. You can go to this world for free and basically search up an avatar and try it on, type of thing, you know. Some of them do. Some of them do have Goku Loco. Some of
Yeah.
them don't. Some of them can go completely naked. Some of them don't. So you have to be careful when you get these ones because you can't wear them in public well because most of the public worlds are monitored by virtual, via VR chat staff. So you got to watch out for that. So make sure when you've got these non-safe for work avatars, yeah, that you're not wearing them or have them on when you're in a public world. Only wear the non-safe for work avatars when you're in a private world or a private place,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
As for this model, my model here, I can go to a public world and go completely naked, no problem. My avatar won't get taken down because it's private to me. Yeah, I can go completely naked. But the problem is, I'll probably get reported for
Yeah.
basically, being nude and
Exposed, yeah.
whatnot, yeah, and be able to be sexually, sexually exposed and whatnot, yeah, right, yeah, and of course there are minors and whatnot, so you got to be careful of that, yeah, right. Now I know people into, I know that people are into that. People do have that sort of kink of having, well, public ERP, but they can do that with their friends, type thing. But everyone has their certain kinks and everyone has their certain fantasies, but don't do it in front of minors, yeah. If you want to do it in front of people, and do it in front of an audience, do it, do it with friends and say, hey, look, this is my thing that we'd like to do. Discuss it, talk about it.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
are like I said, there are, there are ERP events where you can go to where you can do that kind of thing, type thing, But like I said, it is hard for a submissive man to find a dominant woman in VrChat, and I've been doing it. I've been trying to find one for a year. I've been in VrChat for a year, and I've been looking for one for about a year now, and it's really hard to find that dominant woman who would be willing to, uh, dominate me and hang out with me, type
yeah,
thing. You know, um, what I mean? Yes, like I said to you, I do have my wife in real life, and yes, she is a switch, but certain things I don't get from my wife that I would like to, like to have, type thing. The problem is he feels uncomfortable doing that herself. She feels uncomfortable, and it's not her. It's basically he can't do that. He finds it uncomfortable. He you know, he's given me consent. He's given me consent, yeah, to do what I want in VrChat, yeah. My wife has given me 100% consent to do what I like in VrChat, yeah, right?
yeah,
Okay, right. And when it comes, and like, because she knows that sometimes I feel unsatisfied when it comes to our intimate times together, yeah, right. And he finds it uncomfortable and she can't do the things that I want from her. We talked about it. We have talked about it. We discussed it as adults. I sat down with her like we are now, saying to her that this is what I want from you. This is what I like. But she said, look, she put her hands on and said, look, I can't do that. You know, I can't give you what you want from me, right? you know. And if you want to seek it elsewhere, that's fine. You have my consent to do that. And basically, I heard about VR chat, and instead of like cheating on my wife in the real world and doing things like that in the real world, she gave me consent to do it online, type of thing. And that's where the ERP started in the past, in the actual past, type of thing. And that's where I had that, those experiences, type of thing. But now I sort of stepped away from that. Now I stepped away from that past. I stepped away from that because it was emotionally making me depressed, making me feel unhappy with my life and everything else. I stepped away from that. I started to go into the event scenes, becoming a host, becoming a dancer, and concentrating on that and doing that, type of thing. And that's where my main focus is. Yes, it'd be nice to have a dominant woman as a friend who can dominate me and give me that sort of pleasure that I seek, type of thing,
yeah.
and have that sort of fun together, as a sort of like a cuddle buddy, like we call it a cuddle buddy,
Okay.
type of thing with benefits, a cuddle buddy with benefits. It'd be nice to have that, right? But it's like really hard to find that. It's really difficult to find that, especially in VR. But if you're a dominant man, you can easily find it. If you're if you're if you're if you have dominance in you and you come across dominance, you can easily pick up a submissive person easily. Be a femboy, be a woman, be a transgender, whatever you're into. If you're dominant and come across dominant, you in VR chat, yeah, you can easily find yourself someone that you can ERP with, no problem, no problem at all. But when you're submissive, it's
It's
really, really
different.
hard, really
Yeah.
difficult. When you're submissive, yeah, when you're submissive man, it can be really difficult.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Of course, and it makes sense. And again, people have their tastes and their preferences, so it's different for every single one of them. But yeah. And what about like if people want to start dancing, like they don't have the experience of dancing, they want to start doing it, do you have like any tips to get into it?
So first, my tips is this. So my tip is this, right? If you want to get into it, first like talk to a dancer, type thing that has a bit more experience, yeah. Depending on what your setup is. If you're like me, has virtual desktop, and has that virtual helmet or Quest player, and you can move around,
Yeah.
with your half body, then look at ask other, make sure you talk to other half body people who do dancing like myself. Now, the way I have my setup is like this. Now, normally, a lot of people when they hold when you hold the button, your controller, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people when they do this, they hold the button in and look at their hand, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, and my head is looking at my controller, yeah, and I've got the circle up. But me, right? My setup is basically I have my circles set up in my headset here, right, in my hub, so I can look at you, right?
And you still see the
And I can
circles in your
I
head
can go
instead
to
of.
expressions.
Okay.
Yes, I can in my hand, so I can go to my circles, yeah, right? Yeah, I can look at you. I can go to my top, yeah, right, and I can take my top off,
Okay. Yeah.
right? And I can put it back on again, yeah, right. So I can do something like, you know, like that, like a little transition,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah,
makes sense.
okay, that most dancers do, yeah, right. Some dancers will do like this, do this kind of thing, they'll have like, they'll do, sorry, hang on, like that, that kind of transitioning, looks quite nice, type thing, yeah. So I'm like grabbing my jumper, and my hands would grab a jumper, and then I can do that, and it looks like I'm taking my jumper off, type
Yeah.
thing. It just takes practice, I keep hitting the wrong button. There you go,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so, you know what I mean. It does take practice. It does take practice. It takes a lot of practice. Yeah, right. So the way you get this set up, or the way you set up this circle in your hub, I'm going to take you through the process, if you like. Right? Okay. And it's also good if you are on a desktop user. You've got the OVA, so you can do this kind of shit. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, language.
No. The
So
language is fine.
set up your. So basically, if you want to set this up and you want to get into dancing, first press down on your button. Make sure and get up your circle up. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You're holding the button. Now, do you see the circle?
Wait. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try something. I
Once
don't know
you
if
put the
it's gonna
circle up,
work, but I don't know if like. Let me just check something on the stream. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So now basically people are seeing what I'm seeing, so they can see the circle that I have on my hand of this one.
yeah. Okay. So now you see there's a button called options. Go to options.
Yeah. Options.
Now you see all these fancy little yep. You see all these fancy little icons. Go to the cogwheel that says config. The
Yeah.
cogwheel that says config. CONFING. Yeah. Right. Once you go there, you see a button that says on hub. On ON space HUD. On hub. Make sure that is on.
Okay.
Once
Yeah.
you click it on, now you can do that with both hands. You can do that with both hands.
Oh.
You can do that with both hands. Yeah, you can do that with both hands,
Yeah.
which I
Okay.
have done. Yeah. Yeah. So and then once you hold in your button, now you can go to express. It might take you a while. Yeah. You can go to expressions. Depending on your avatar, you'll have all your things there. So I got my clothing, so I can go to clothing. Still look at you. I'm looking at my hand. I can go to clothing, right? I can go to now my top. I can grab my jumper, like in real life, and basically
So in my case, will be
remove
like.
my jumper. whilst looking at you. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, it does take a while. It does take a while, and that's what that's what most half body dancers use. I go. When I'm looking at someone, I go. When I go to Goko Loco, look, I'll show you. I get up and hang on, I'll show you. I'll show you some moves, right? Like I said, hang on. So, right. So from here, okay. So I can look at you. Yeah. I can look at you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So from here, I can look at you. I can go to my Goko Loco. Yeah. I can go to my poses. Right. Basically my poses. Right. And basically looking for the one that has the man that has his two arms up in a very bendy position, which is where all the squatting, where your squat to is, your
Yeah.
squat, your cross-legged, your exhaust and relaxes. Yeah. So I can go there, and basically in real life I would stand up. Basically I'll stand up. Yeah. In real life. Yeah. Right. Okay. And basically I'll go into hover mode. This is known as the hover mode. Basically the UFO
Yeah.
mode, right? And then I press my trigger figure to get up so I can just like hover here.
Oh.
Yeah. So once I'm here, I can then I can bend down in real life. So now I'm bending down in real life. Yeah. So now I'm bending down in real life. Yeah. I can crouch in like this avatar in real life. Yeah. And I can lock my legs, right, like so. And then when a certain beat or certain certain thing happens in the music that I like, I'm thinking, okay, that's a good point where I can transition in. So I can transition from this to this squat, yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, then I can crawl forward. Basically, emulating that. I can move myself forward, pushing my head forward or leaning forward to represent that crawl, like I told you, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then from here, I can like go to, and then from here, I can then go to exhaust and basically do a grind. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Or whatever. And like I can then I can go from here to relax. So I then still looking at you, and then I can go relax. Yeah. And I can lock my legs while still looking at you, interacting with you, whatever. And I can lean back, like so. And I can do this nice little hand, and then come back up again. Yeah. So it depends on the dancer. Every dancer has their own way of dancing or using the half body, and sometimes they'll use the OVA. The OVA stuff that you can offer Steam for free.
Yeah. Oh. Camera
Yeah.
adjusts.
And you can move around using that, like I showed you.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. It's a lot more physical than what I was thinking, to be honest, because, like you said, you need to be on your foot. You need to be moving.
If you're full body. Yeah. Yes, you do have to move your head a lot. When you're half body, because that's what you're relying on. You're using your head to move the avatar, to make it look like it's emulating. You're walking or moving around, and you've got the OVA, to move around as well. Some full body people, they can basically, they have more capabilities because they can use their hips and whatnot, type thing, and they can do all kinds. They can basically push their avatar through the floor while still standing. For me, if I push myself to the floor, my avatar gets all squished up. But because they're full body people, they can ignore the physics of getting crushed by the floor. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the physics. It's like this table almost, and okay, just.
Yeah. So instead of like getting crunched up like a ball, they can just go straight through and fly straight up, type thing, and all kinds of things, So yeah, full body people do have some sort of benefits, yes, and the hips is all about the hips. They got the hips, type thing. Whilst me, I don't know, I don't have hips. I have to rely on my Goko Loco and my OVA to move around and interact with the lap, and a lot of hand suggestions, like pressing the face, touching the body, a lot of hand stuff we have to rely on.
Okay. Yeah. I mean.
So yeah, there you go.
That makes sense. That makes much sense.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't like I say I didn't know how to move. Like the only bits that I know it's what you showed, and I know that it was a usage of Gokoloco, but I didn't know how. And like again, if you need to get into it, it's a little bit harder than what I was thinking.
Yeah, of course, my transitioning from move to move is quite slow. You need to practice it to go a bit faster. Like today, I got like dance practice today at 12 o'clock EST. At midnight tonight. Type of thing. So
So there is
yeah,
coaching
yeah. So
about
midnight tonight, I got like yeah.
okay.
So there you go.
Just
So
because
I
like
got that tonight with someone.
there's a new person that joined, so asking about the channel. So basically, the channel is interviews with people. So in this case, we have Daniela here. That is a dancer and a club owner that hosts events of dances, and basically we're doing a little interview about this world of dancing and how does it work. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them because we are open to discuss about it and to answer it. Otherwise, we just like talking about
Mm.
well everything from ERP to dancing to live events and everything that goes there and that comes around.
Yeah,
But yeah, of course. And by the way, welcome to the channel. I
yeah.
hope the people liking it and he's liking it. Danielle, I don't know how much time do you still have. If you still have time for some questions, or do you have
Well, I've got
something
plenty
else?
of time. Like I said, I'm here to whenever you want to get rid of me.
For now,
As long as
I
you can
hope it's
understand me.
not that quick. It just like to be honest, I'm starting to run out of questions because you being
I
like
know.
super useful, and a lot of my questions were being solved. I don't know if
Mm.
someone else like again has some questions. Um, oh, I have the wrong camera in the stream. Oh yeah, I still have the wrong camera on the stream. Wait, um, can I still adjust it? Holy yeah, doing this in VR is kind of hard. Oh yeah, I can't. Yeah, basically, trying to do the Google Local thing, kind of screw up my stream. Wait, let me check if I can just send it again. Um, camera modes. Okay, yeah, of course, stream was enabled. Let me just check it. Yeah, okay, it's back in. It was basically like the Goku Local modes that minimized the camera. Okay, yeah, but let's go for it. Do you have anything more to talk about your club? Because we didn't talk much about it, and you host your own private club. Do you have anything else you want to add about it?
Okay, so like I said, like there are many clubs out there. My club is not my club. Basically, I'm just a member of staff of that club. I just volunteer to basically do my responsibilities as a host
Okay,
and a dancer. Like tonight, I'll be doing my dance practice with a friend, and they'll be going teaching me some dance moves, or I'll be showing them what I have learned from them over the over the weeks and whatnot, and see to sort of show them how I progressed as a dancer and to learn more from them. Yeah. Um, and like after that, I'll be hosting a adult social night. Basically, I'll put myself in blue, and if adults want to join me and want to come along, they can do. And it's basically an adult social night where adults can talk to other adults, but it's very rare that I get people to join me or to interact with, or to come along, type of thing. Most of the time, I'm just sitting there waiting for someone to come along, but nothing really happens, if you know what I
so
mean.
if anyone
So
that's watching
yeah,
wants to join, they can join you
yeah,
today. To that event.
yes, 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 they can, yes, if they are my friend.
Yeah, of course. And
Basically, you join off my. Basically, you request as long as you're over 18, and you request off of me. You request off of me. I accept your request if you're over 18. If you don't have it in your bio, I won't accept it. Type of thing. You make sure that you put your age in your bio. Of course, once you join the world, I will basically stop you before going through the doors, because once again, I had to get your verification of your age type
Yeah.
thing and make sure you're not a minor or anything like that. Yeah. So there is a process to make sure that you're not a minor or a minor behind the camera, type thing, or using more, voice mods,
Yeah.
type thing to hide your voice and shit. Yeah. So there's a process to that, which I won't go into because I don't want to reveal everything. But yeah, so basically, you will be stopped by me at the entrance. Everyone will gather there, and basically, I'll make sure that you're over 18 and then let you through. And then you basically get to talk to other adults and have a social sort of like night together with your friends or other adults and hopefully meet other people, type thing. It's just a social night that I try, try to run, type thing, or try to get going, type thing. It can be very hard because a lot of people don't want to come along because they want to be, they just want to hang out with their friends and hang out, and do their own thing. So it can be very tricky to host the social nights, type thing. Sometimes I do get a few people, sometimes I don't, so depends. But yesterday I was at a dance event yesterday on Friday, because Fridays is basically where I host my dancing event and and I am the MC or master of ceremonies who goes through the rules, all the stuff, and basically also dance as well. So I'm there also hosting and dancing, So I do a bit, and I always, always say to I always say to the person who comes to the stage, hey, I'm not the best dancer in this club. I'm very humble like that. And I'll say to them, look, I'm not the best dancer. I've only been doing it for 3 weeks. Yeah. Some people say when they look at my dancing, they think I've done it for 6 months. Or
Oh, we just cut it off for a bit.
what you
You still here? Well, I think Daniela is still having some problems with internet. Can you hear us? Yeah, okay,
I'm still here.
perfect. Yeah, you're here. You didn't
Okay.
crash, it just lagged. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Well, let's wait a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's a crash or a lag, so we're gonna wait a little bit more. Otherwise, I still have time. I don't know if people still have some questions. Oh, Daniela? Yeah, we see you moving. Can you hear us? Not sure if. Yeah, she went back to crashing. Okay, yeah, either ways. Yeah, I like the question. Yeah, my day was pretty good. Yeah, Danielle completely crashed. My day is pretty good, to be honest. The stream is going better than I was thinking. I cannot see how many viewers there are. And Cloud, I'm sorry if that part was too, how can I say it, explicit. For Twitch, I know that normally it's okay if it doesn't show belly parts. Probably I'm still gonna get a warning because Twitch is kind of finicky. Normally for YouTube, it's gonna be fine, so don't worry. About the rest of the day, like going pretty nice. No, yeah, I don't think your channel is gonna rip after this. But if you want, you can just like stop the stream from your own part. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I'm still happy that there's still people here watching the stream. I cannot see how many people is watching the stream though. I need to add that to my list. Otherwise, yeah, I just saw that the white balance was a little bit off. It was a little bit too white. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I cannot change that for now. Yeah, I need to try to address that. But yeah, I hope everyone's liking the stream. Oh yeah, 7 viewers. Okay, that's better than I was thinking, especially because the stream has been now running for almost 2.5 hours. Yeah, but if you have any feedbacks or questions, again, feel free to ask them. Even if they were a bit more explicit or a bit more soft, there's no problem at all. We're still here to answer them, unless it's something that we cannot answer to it, or something just like a mean question or something. Otherwise, feel free to do it. We are here to talk. We are here to be nice. We are here to try to have fun with ourselves. Otherwise, I think that Daniela really went off because we cannot see her anymore. Like even in VR, she went like completely off. So yeah, everything is saying yep, and I'm starting to don't have any other subjects to talk because the main guest was down there. Anyways, about these streams, I'm if people start liking it, I'm probably going to continue doing it. I already have a special guest for the next stream that was supposed to be this on this Friday, and Daniela on the next one, but couldn't join us due to Easter. But if everything goes according to plan, either this week, no, not this week, on the last weekend of this month or the beginning of the next one, we're gonna have Toastet to interview, where people can ask her as many questions as they want. Also be asking her a bit of more question about YouTube and how does YouTube is going for her. Otherwise, we're still going to, well, try to find some new people to interview. So even if you have people that you want to see, like for example, if you want to know how is it like to feel being a femboy or even a transvestite in the VRC community, please feel free to ask about it. We can try to find some people. We have a full body viewer that is probably going to join us also in an interview later, not today, on a later stream. But yeah, the principle is like at least once a month trying to do this kind of interview stuff and bringing someone with either a special story or someone that has something to share about themselves or their experience in VR, to try to share it with our small community. Because for now, like Cloud was saying, we're still 7 to 8 viewers. Oh, okay, 7 viewers still make. I mean, you can go for it because I don't think people know who you are. And even if they do, it's like I bet that most people have some questions about it, but are just like I wouldn't say ashamed, but like embarrassed to ask them, because it's completely fine. Like VrChat is like a community, it's a social network. People does a lot of stuff here. There's people doing YouTube, there's people doing TikToks, there's people like dancing like we're doing today. There's people like doing relationships and datings. There's people just talking or playing games. But feel free to ask the questions, don't be ashamed of it. We're here to have fun. Just don't be mean with any subjects, otherwise I'm just gonna ignore it or probably delete the message. Otherwise, like completely free with it. But yeah, we're gonna wait a little bit more for Daniela to see if it's not something wrong. Okay, yeah, she's back on. I'm gonna send her invites and see if she can join. Yeah, she's joining back. So we're gonna have Daniela back. She's still outside. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is everything okay? Or was it just like a small crash?
I do apologize. A small crash. It was a small crash.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Nice to have you back. I was trying to convince the people to ask you the questions many questions. No, don't worry. I just had to improvise some stuff, but it was also a good moment to talk about it.
Got any more questions for me?
I'm trying to get some because there's a viewer here. We have 7 viewers watching the stream. One of them saying that he's too embarrassed to ask questions. I'm saying like you can ask away. It's a safe space. No one's gonna judge it anyways.
Oh no, the sound is gone. Oh no, the sound is gone.
Well, we still have some problems then.
Oh.
If you can hear
lag, the sound.
Yeah, this. Oh, no. Yeah, your song is lagging.
I hear you now. What was your question again?
Okay. Yeah, basically we have 8 viewers watching it. Okay, don't worry. I'll make a hand sign before talking if we have a question. But we have a viewer here. There's a bit embarrassed of making the question, so he stopped making the questions, and was saying like, it's a safe place. You can just go for it. There's no problem at all. No one's gonna judge you, and it's not the objectivity here. It's really like to try to answer the question of the people and like to get some information, because sometimes it can be hard to get information. Like again on clubbing, because I didn't know about club until I saw Daniela and Toasted video, and then you came on the Discord server and basically met you there and started talking about doing an interview, because I think it's a subject that it's not explored. It's a subject that most of the times is just talked about or thrown about, because people, oh yeah, you're basically watching porn in VR, and people think about that like being porn in VR. It is, but it's not the same thing. It's a little bit more than this, because like you're saying, you can go to places to have fun and have a dance and everything, but it's not like what people make it look like. It's literally porn in VR. I think it's a little bit deeper than that. And even if it was, I think people have the right to try it and know about it, because otherwise it's just like something really taboo and frowned upon, that people don't try it and they just keep on their ignorance. So I feel really lucky to have someone that can answer our questions or your questions. So feel free to do it. Don't feel anything about it.
Like I said, I'm very open to any questions that anyone's got about VR. Like when it comes to clubbing, basically, we always have pasties on. You know, like pasties on. We don't reveal completely naked. It's all about a lap dance experience. You get like a lap dance experience from the person. If you don't want it, you don't need to. You know, you can sit there and watch and listen to the music. It's up to you. There are events where people do erotic role playing. Yeah, there are events like that where you can meet people who are into that erotic scene and want to do erotic role playing. Yeah, right. Yeah. There is like there are events where you can do PvP and be a space marine, be a galactic trooper or something like that. You know, from film, or there's events where you can do a bit of theatre work, where you can be Peter Pan or Captain Hook. Like whatever. There are events where there are lots of events out there. Type thing. It's about finding the right people and the right groups, because thanks to the VR, with these group posters or group flags, you can look, you can read people's like group posters that they have above their head, and they'll have links to those groups, type thing, or like a Discord group, type thing, like for example, I'm gonna change one of them into one of the clubs that I go to, right? Okay. I change it to the club that is my one, alright? So if you look at my banner, if you got the banners up, Mario.
Oh, wait.
Right,
Let me just.
the one that is my one.
Wait, let me just so people can see it. Banner. Wait, where do I find the banner again? Yeah, okay. Yeah, now we can see basically.
You see it?
Yeah, we see it. And then you have like basically the fun that we can like.
So that is the club I'm. Yeah. Now if you click on that group, right, or click on the banner information, right, it will take you to a Patreon and a Discord, right?
Yeah.
And basically, if you want to go to our dance events or the dance events, you join. You basically, you click on that, and it'll take you to the Discord straight away, type thing,
Yeah.
And that's how it works. A lot of dancers, a lot of people who are dancers will normally have that, above their, have their club or have their banner above their head, type thing,
Yeah.
And when I'm hosting, like if I'm hosting, like I can go to my little pictures, right, my little circle.
Yeah,
right?
we can see it.
Circle,
Yeah.
Right now you see Wonder Woman. You see Wonder Woman in a dominatrix outfit, because that's what I'm into.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, as I told you, right. But then I can change it to that one. I can change it to my host one.
Yeah. So and now we can see that you're the host of the event.
Now it's a hosting one. yeah. And basically, yeah, that's what I normally do. And and then when I want, and that's with VRChat Plus, type thing. I can do that with my VRChat Plus, type thing. But when I'm not hosting and just chilling with my friends and whatnot, I put on the Dominatrix Wonder Woman on because that's what I'm into. I want a woman to step on me.
uh, yeah, of course. Wait, I'm just
Yeah,
re-putting the cameras.
yeah. She just, like I can lay there and yeah, I just want to lay there. She can sit on me. It's like, yeah, let's go.
And just to make something clear, because like probably I'm going to at least join your club like today or the social event just to look a bit on it. And again, are participating on my stream, so of course I'm gonna try to give the favor back. But for people that might come join from the stream, ERP clubs and your club is completely different. There's no ERP on it. There's nothing going behind the curtain of
Yes,
it.
correct.
Just make something
No, no,
clear
no. Yes,
for
completely
people
different.
not going there and thinking, oh yeah, I can go there and
Yes,
meet someone or something. There's two different parts. One is clubs, and when you can enjoy
yes.
yourself, have a dance, a lap
Basically,
dance or something, and
yes,
the other one is
completely different.
yeah,
Yes, yes. Basically, like I said, you got dancing events or dancing clubs where you do dance where it's only strictly dancing. Yeah, right. Then you got other service, other clubs that will do erotic role playing. Yeah, those
yeah,
club is basically where we do dancing and do, um, that kind of interaction of dancing. Yeah, like tomorrow is Sunday. We have open stage night on the Sunday. So if you want to come along, of course you can't record the event, all right?
yeah, of
But if
course,
you want to come along and see the dancing yourself, Mario, if you want to come along and see the dancing, we do it on a Sunday and a Friday. Yeah, right, right. So basically, what happens is at 12 o'clock my time, because I'm GMT time, like yourself, England time. So
yeah,
it's roughly it starts. Normally we the main host or the boss of the event will basically post up like saying, okay, tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. EST time, American time, which is midnight for me. Yeah, right. We're having that open stage night. Yeah, right. He will announce it and basically I'll sign up, and I'll be the host, yeah, right. And then we have dancers, and sometimes I will even dance, yeah, right. Believe it or not, yeah. Okay, and and then I'll go to the world. I put myself on orange at first to talk to the staff and get ourselves all set up, yeah, and then I put myself on blue, and they'll say stage, dance event open 18 plus, and I put myself in blue, yeah, and I have my banner up and I have my icon up, yeah,
yeah,
right, like I am, like I did, yeah, and then you come along and join, and basically you get stopped by security at the door. They'll ask you a few questions, and then you can go and sit down, and I'll tell and basically go through the rules, and you get to see a dancer come out. They'll be either half body or full body, and you get to have that experience. And because you're fresh meat, yeah, you're gonna get danced off quite a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if everyone wants to join, I mean, of course, you need to be plus 18. See if anyone wants to join, just they can join. Again, yeah, trying to
Yes.
bring some more people to your
Basically,
club, so
yeah.
I'm not the
And
only
we,
fresh meat.
yeah. And then we're also looking for, we're looking for dancers. We are looking for people who love to express themselves through dancing. We are looking for people who love to host as well. We're looking for people who'd like to be security, type thing, like do security roles. So we're always looking for staff. We are desperately looking for people. So basically, what happens is at the VIP round, right? We choose a VIP person who has paid like a VIP through the Patreon website. Yeah, so whoever's paid like money through the Patreon site becomes a VIP, right? And the VIP person, right? What happens is the VIP person will get chosen, right? To
Uh,
get come up on stage, or sometimes if the VIP person is not there, right? We will call someone at random. Yeah, right?
yeah.
Yeah, right? And the person will come up on the stage. The person will come up on stage, right? And us and the main host to say, okay, all the dancers come out onto the stage, including me, right? All the dancers will come out onto the stage, including myself, right? And basically, that person, right, will choose one of the dancers, and that dancer will either get paid $10 to $25, depending, um, depending on the night. And we call
Okay.
that the VIP round.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
you go.
That's still impressive. And the clubs are completely free still.
Mm.
So like even people going in, they don't have to pay anything. The only
Yes.
process that you need to do it's really the Discord part
No.
and the security part.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay. Nice.
That's it.
Nice.
And if you want to support, if you want to support the world and our Patreon, you can do. That's up to you. If you want to have a VIP uh, sort of like experience, you can do that because we do provide. We do have VIP dances where if you're a VIP, you get like a private dance with a dancer. You get to choose a dancer that you want to dance. That you want to have experience with, including myself. Type thing, and the dancer will dance on you. Type thing. You know, it's all there. All the links are there. Type thing. So yeah, everything's there for you to. That's up to you what you want to do with your money. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You're free to do whatever. But if you just want to do things for free, just join our Discord and you get free. You get to enjoy the dancing and whatnot.
Wait. Give me 2 seconds.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I've been called out about something. I probably have to go. Yeah,
Okay.
not the best way to end the stream, but yeah, something came up. They were calling me. Any last words about like either your club, about yourself, about something that you want to share?
Not really. I mean, I talked about everything. I think I covered everything. But like I said, if this is my final sort of sort of pitch to any dominant woman out there who is a soft dommy mummy. 'Cause I love my soft dommy mummies. Yeah. All right. You know what I'm saying? So if there's any dominant women out there that who is likes the way I look, likes the way I express myself, the way I show my femininity or show my softness, type thing, and if that's something that does interest you, type thing, come and find me, hunt me down like the prey that like the prey that I am, type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
of
I'm
course.
saying?
Of course, of course. Okay.
But it's very hard to find that. It's very hard to find that predator woman out there that if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm starting to understand how hard it is to get and to know someone like that. So yeah, of course. And if I find someone, I will tell you about it, and maybe probably we'll see each other later tonight on the club. Otherwise, we'll always can talk, and feel free.
It depends. If I get no one, yeah. If I don't get enough people, of course I have to close down the event. But but hopefully, if I get enough people, hey, that's what I could do it. But like I said, I do have dance practice tonight, and I do have other things to do tonight because I'm a very busy person, and that'd be it really. Anyway, I gotta get going because I'm getting spammed invites from a friend. So I'm gonna go to my home world and call it there. And I'll see you when I see you, I guess. You take care.
Yeah,
It was lovely meeting you.
same. And thank you for the time again. It was lovely to meet you also.
Take care now. Bye.
Take care. Bye bye. Well, that was the interview, also the stream. Think we're gonna end it now because I also have some stuff that I've been called to do. But if you like the stream, consider following. We're gonna have a next stream probably at the end of this month or the beginning of the next one. Gonna be with a YouTuber that makes video from VrChat. So yeah, feel free to join if you like it. Again, leave us a follow, and if you are interested on what Daniela said, you can always head her on Discord or try to find her and maybe come at the club anytime. I have my Discord link under in the description, so if you have any questions about anything, or if you want to be interviewed, feel free to send me a message on the channel or directly. Feel free about it. Well, that's gonna be it for me. See you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, have a great day.